You're with welterweight contender Chris Van Heerden. Chris, how are we doing today, man?
I'm beautiful. If I'm in the gym, I'm happy.
And who's this man by your side?
My trainer, Jillian Zhao, assistant trainer, the man that walked me to victory in my last fight.
And he looks like a fighter too.
With Coach Eric Brown.
Once on the sport before.
So what have you learned from your new trainer here in the States?
You know what is a beautiful thing? When passion meets passion, when passion in a trainer meets passion in a fighter, you get a beautiful combination. And that's what we got going on here. You know, when I've got a passionate trainer and myself is passionate, we're always in the gym and we're always sharing our thoughts. And that's the beauty about what I've learned is I can talk to him and he can talk to me and we can share and learn. And when energy meets energy, it's a beautiful thing.
Now you're from South Africa, you're fighting here in the States for the last 2 years. How have you made that transition from fighting?
You know what? 6 fights in America now, 5 out of 6 victories. From South Africa to America, big transition. I mean, just it starts in the gym, from your competition in the gym, the sparring partner. It is on a whole new level as compared to South Africa, where we've got so many talented fighters, but we don't have the talent. So many talent in one gym where we can learn and style. Where in America, you've got fighters from all over the world in one gym, going at each other, world-class fighters, and that's where I feel the big difference comes in.
What have you been teaching him in the gym? What has he been learning from you?
Mainly, what we work on mainly is position. We work on positioning, not getting trapped in corners, knowing where you're at always. Ring generalship is something that's always, that's many times looked passed by a lot of trainers.
Thank you. I was about to say a lot of fight fans sometimes don't understand ring generalship.
How important it is.
Very.
I mean, you're in a confined space like a box, but there's room to move if you know how to use it. And so that's been what we've been working on. But you know, I do help him with some things, but they're reminders because he knows how to fight. He's an intelligent fighter. He knows, and it's just reminders. Like sometimes as fighters, I know myself. You get emotional, you get in brawls and stuff because that's what got you in the fight game to begin with, to fight. But if you got skills like he's got skills, why exchange punches?
That's one thing. Early in my career, my strength is my speed and my movement, and that is what won me a world title. And along the way, I kind of forgot where my strength is. And Coach Jillian and Coach Eric Brown has not teach me how to move; they just brought it back to game plan, and they brought me back to the guy that moved, and that's a big thing.
Let's talk about the beginning of your boxing career. Where did it all begin? Where did it all start?
Started with my dad. My father was a professional heavyweight back in South Africa, and ever since I was a kid, about 6 years old, my dad would make me fight. So I was 6 years old when I started my amateur career, and started with dad.
And how many fights did we have in the unpaid ranks?
Amateur 93, 97 amateur fights, 94 wins, 3 losses. As an amateur, African champion, South African champion on 4 occasions. Never went to the Olympics. I was limited to that, but that's it. 97 amateur fights.
You know, you have a very similar amateur record to who I'm going to be interviewing later, Sinisa Estrada, who is, I believe, 97-4 as well.
I'm not. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some of the fighters you've sparred in the past. You mentioned to me Sugar Shane Mosley, who'll be fighting this Saturday. I'd like to get your take on that fight. You've sparred with Canelo Alvarez, who's recently just dropped the WBC strap. Apparently, he wants to negotiate a little longer with the Triple G fight. And then you also mentioned to me Miguel Cotto.
I've been fortunate ever since my move to America. You know, if you do good in the gym, your name gets out there and it starts making the rounds. I mean, that's what my name did. And I was assisting Miguel Cotto when he fought Sergio Martinez for the WBC World title. I was the main sparring partner. We did over 100 rounds of sparring.
Southpaw, makes sense.
Over 100 rounds of sparring, me and Miguel Cotto. From there on, I went straight, 2 days off, went straight into camp with Canelo Alvarez when he fought Lara for 6 weeks camp. I've trained alongside Sugar Shane Mosley for about 2 to 3 months, learned a lot from the man. I've even had a few punches going with Vic Ortiz. I was Ray Beltran's main sparring partner when he fought.
Wow, a lot.
So, you know what? And it's all because of what I deliver when I step in the ring. My coach is with me. We bring it. And, you know, if you bring good work, they're always going to call you back.
Now, who are some of the names that you just mentioned are the best talented fighters you've ever sparred with?
The most intelligent one out of all of them, for me, Miguel Cotto. Very, very intelligent. very clever in the ring. Ring generalship. I could catch him. Week 1, I would catch him with certain stuff. Week 2, he would have adjusted perfectly. Very clever, Miguel Cotto. Strongest out of all of them, Canelo Alvarez. Someone with a lot of energy, believe it or not, Sugar Shane Mosley. 44 years old, he's still pretty much right in there. Ray Belcher surprised me with power as well. Oh, so Ray Belcher surprised me with power as well.
He can hit. I was actually one of
Ray
his partners
Belcher.
too for a little while.
That he shocked me.
Let's talk about Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas. What are your thoughts on that potential fight?
My heart, honestly, you know, I like Jesse Vargas, but I know Kell Brook's going to do the business. I don't see a stoppage, but I see Kell just beating Jesse Vargas on points. If any stoppage, late rounds, Kell Brook, but I see it going to points, Kell Brook's favor.
And you know, and Jesse Vargas has actually gotten better since he moved up to 147.
Much better. I actually had a guy fight Wale Omotoso, Lucky Boy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I honestly thought Lucky Boy won that fight, but I've seen Jesse Vargas improve throughout his fight with Tim Bradley. Everything, he's looking great.
Yeah, exactly. How would you fight Kell Brook, and how would you train him to fight Brook or Jesse Vargas?
Honestly, to be honest, I haven't watched that much of Kell Brook because he always fights in England. I don't want to say something. I say what I know, not what I think.
Smart man.
So I'd like to study him, and then I'd come up with the right.
Keeping it real.
The way I would prepare for Kell Brook is use my movement. Don't trade with him. Don't stand with him. Don't try to take him on. You know, I'm tall. He's short and stocky. He's strong. Use as much speed as I can and stick on my feet and move and just punch him. So I would prepare for him.
Great analysis. I like it, guys. Who do you want in the 147-pound division?
If I could call out one name right now, if you can ask me, you know, when I want to fight the big names out there, it would be someone like Robert Guerrero. He lost to.
That's actually a good fight.
Because, you know what? He's on fire. You know what? And that's a fight I would like. He's a southpaw. I'm a southpaw again, but I'd like to fight Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, you know,
if
and
I can have my way, I would say let's go, Robert.
you're a very strong-looking welterweight at 5'11". I mean, you got all the right physical attributes.
I'm tall for 147. Everyone that sees me goes, "Wow, you're big for 147."
Yeah.
You look like a 160.
Yeah, and the fact that you told me you're just started training a week ago and weigh around 157. That's impressive.
I'm about 157 right now.
That's real professionalism right there.
I have been around fighters for forever, and there's very few, if none, that works as hard as he does. He's always in shape. He's always ready to go. It's literally a teaching thing. I don't have to help him get in shape. He's in shape. He works at that.
That's something my dad taught me from a very young age. He said, you know what, your trainer's not there to beg you to come to gym.
Exactly.
You got to be at gym before your trainer's there. And honestly, they sometimes have to tell me to go home because I just train, and maybe 2-3 times a day I'll be in the gym training.
And how soon can we expect you back inside that ring?
You know what? If I can have my way, you know what? We want to be back in the ring by end of July. I want to be back in the gym, back in the ring.
Do you have any final words for your fans out there?
Just want to thank you for supporting me. Follow me on Instagram, Chris Van Heerden 001, and Twitter, The Heat 001. Get behind me, follow me. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.